All right. We got the microphone working. It looks like it's working. All right, I think we're streaming. How magical, huh? I could just turn on my computer and talk to the world about anything. I could change the world or, try to influence people to do good things and stop wars, but I don't really want to talk about any of that. I only want to talk about wrestling. Because wrestling is my happy place and I don't want to think about the world. As I've mentioned before, people have always wanted me to do a podcast about other topics other than wrestling, but I don't want to. Anyways, this is a test live stream. I don't usually live stream that often. I'm just kind of feeling this out, seeing how it goes. I just feel like doing a raw review. Sometimes we usually record on Sunday nights, me and my friends, Vlad and Robert. Vlad the Frozen, or Vlad the wrestling expert, and Robert the Frozen Asian. But Sunday is so far out from, Monday. By that point, Monday's news is like old news. So I have a list of storylines that I've prepared for this live stream, and we can just go through what happened. I might play some promos or some clips as a watch along as well, and my goal is to fill in my review as I go. I haven't done it yet. I've kind of watched Raw, but not very closely. Some of the promos I didn't really listen to very closely. So we'll just do that here today. All right. So where I'm at, oh my God, it's almost 5 in the morning. But I imagine maybe on the East Coast of the United States, people are waking up, getting to work at 8 a.m. or something. Maybe if you bump into the stream or if you bump into the video posted later on, if you want something to listen to while you're at work. I used to have one of them fancy desk jobs where, I just did repetitive things and they let us listen to podcasts or music while we were working. That was nice. I imagine people have these type of jobs. Need time to kill? If you do, put us on and let's listen to some wrestling talk, okay? So Monday Night Raw, this was yesterday, last night as I speak. So let's go over some of the stuff that happened. This was December 16th, Monday. It's in Boston, Massachusetts today. We're at the TD Garden. And the attendance, according to WrestleTix, was 10,968. Almost a sellout, from what I gather. Maybe they did sell out by the time the show started. I don't know. But anyways, this is my rating system in case anyone is unaware or just bumping into the show for the first time. This is how I rate things. Not based on whether I think it's good, really, but I'm not really an expert, but just based on whether I liked it or not. So this is my level of how much I liked something, and this is how we've been adding our scores up for our shows. So our scores are blank. I left, spaces for Vlad and Robert. They're going to submit reviews later on in the week whenever they've seen it, and maybe some of these storylines we will discuss on our podcast this Sunday. But as of right now, let's start with storyline number 1. So this is called Punk and Seth Go At It. Adam Pearce makes a match for the Netflix debut on January 6th. Okay, so programs involved in today's storyline, obviously CM Punk feuding with Seth Rollins. And as we'll see later on, Drew McIntyre does get involved in this. So Drew McIntyre's feud with the Bloodline, ongoing feud with the Bloodline, does have something to do, crosses over into this a little bit, but I'll discuss that later on. So I got 4 segments here. So here comes CM Punk for an in-ring promo. Here he is marching to the ring, and I think I have a bookmark on my files so we can listen to some of what CM Punk says in watch-along mode. For anyone who's unfamiliar with my show, I put things over here in the corner in watch-along mode, and you can zoom down there like this. There you go, just like that with your fingers. Some phones or some computers you can zoom in. And I'm going to just play some of CM Punk's promo. Let's see what he sounded like. I think the crowd was chanting him on, chanting CM Punk as he started to speak.
Careful, careful. Some people might get mad when you chant my name. Not to call attention to people that don't matter, but somebody that might get mad is the brave guy in the New York jersey over here. Hey, it takes a lot of balls to show up in Boston wearing a New York anything. But hey, getting ahead of myself, is it great to be alive on a Monday night in Boston or what? I gotta be honest with you, Boston. I'm feeling a little low. I'm in a bit of a bad mood. It's because 2 weeks ago, in this ring, face to face, I told Seth Rollins, after he told me that he spends a lot of time thinking about me, I told him that I don't think about him at all. And over the course of the last 2 weeks, while every waking hour wasn't spent thinking about Seth Rollins, my mind wanders back to him from time to time. And it's put me in a bad mood. I'm mad because Seth is right. Whatever this thing is between me and him, As much as I wanted to sidestep it, put it in the past, maybe completely avoid it, it's only a matter of time before we lock up here in this ring. I'm also upset because something that I very much enjoy doing, which is coming to this ring, holding a microphone in my hand and talking to my people, I feel is always going to be overshadowed by the fact that every time I do it, I know at some point that stupid music is going to hit. That's the one. Yeah. And he's going to come tiptoeing out here in claws like the Purple Pie Man from Porcupine Peak. Dressed like Liberace. And no, for all the sensitive people, calling him Liberace is not an insult. I happen to think Liberace is cool as hell. The point I'm trying to make,
save
Seth,
yourself there, huh,
if
Punk?
you want to interrupt me before I make it, is that just because you wear Elton John sunglasses, it does not make you Elton John. And just because you grew up idolizing me, putting on a pair of wrestling boots, does not make you CM Punk. Seth came out here and with a straight face, he told the world that I ghosted him. It's true. But I'm not here to litigate the past. All right, I'm looking forward to the future. And little brother Seth, I would love to say that that's not you, but it seems like me and you are on a bit of a collision course. But he wants to paint this picture that I'm bad. I'll go ahead. Say, I'm the bad guy. Boston? Show of hands. You ever been a bad guy in your life? Come on, Boston bad boys, Beantown, let's go. I'm the bad guy in this situation, 100%, and that's because there is no such thing as a bad student, just bad teachers, okay? Seth Rollins is CM Punk's failure. So that 16-year-old kid who came to CM Punk and said, please train me. I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready to do it all over again. I'm ready to try again. So Seth, if you want to interrupt me, I am willing to give you the wrestling lesson that you asked for years ago for free.
You know, I'm just going to interrupt Punk's promo here for a second. I'm just going to comment on what happened last week with Seth Rollins bum rushing CM Punk's promo and Punk trying to brush him off. But, man, Seth Rollins basically disrespected the shit out of him. So if Punk thought he was going to just jump straight over Seth Rollins and ignore him, you know, that was unrealistic. But, yes, this is a fucking feud now because last week what Rollins did to Punk was fucking really disrespectful. So here we go. Let's see what happens.
Hold on, we're going to get there, ladies and gentlemen. Seth Rollins, you want to give me shoes to fill, I will gladly fill them. The bad news for you is the last guy who did that was Drew McIntyre. So ask yourself the question, Seth, are you tougher than Drew McIntyre? You might think you are. Boston knows that you're not. And one thing I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's not enough staples in the world to put you back together when I'm done with you. That doesn't piss him enough to come up and interrupt me? I know something that will. It's the same thing that has pissed him off for the 7 years I was gone from this company. And that's hearing during his scheduled television time the world chant my name. CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk.
All right.
CM Punk.
Enter
Come on,
Seth Rollins.
Boston. CM Punk, CM Punk.
No music again. Coming out with no music.
Life is about perspective. And I thought maybe if I came out here, I saw you the way these people see you, it might give me a new perspective. It might make me feel differently about who you are. So if you don't mind, let me take a good, hard look here. Let me see. Nah, even from way out here, you're still an ass.
Man, that was a long way to get to that joke.
While I'm overjoyed you didn't come out here with that stupid song of yours, for first time in your life, you're actually coming from the right spot because you belong in the audience with the rest of the CM Punk fans. You
Man,
think
it's
that
kind of an insult to
me?
the audience.
It doesn't embarrass me to be out here with these people.
For real. Maybe Seth Rollins is the baby face here.
I'm a fan, I always will.
Is there a chance Seth Rollins was always right?
When you abandoned this place and you hoped that it would die without you, I put it on my back. I made it stronger than it's ever been. If anyone should be embarrassed, it's you. Because this fan, he's got more WrestleMania main events than you ever will.
Ooh.
That's a fact, Phil.
Oh, he said it was only a matter of time before they lock up.
And that sets him off. All right. I'm going to stop that right there. So that's where CM Punk couldn't take it anymore. That was the straw that broke the camel's back when Punk said, or Seth Rollins said, that he has more WrestleMania main events than Punk ever will, and then that was too much for Punk, and shit popped off. I guess this is my summary of what happened. All right, so the pull apart I don't really want to play because it doesn't translate that well to, audio podcast. I'm targeting this more towards people who can only listen to the show sometimes, and so they just kind of. I mean, the pull aparts in WWE look pretty good. They have guys in there who are really trying to get these guys apart, but they got back together, I think multiple times after getting pulled apart. Here's them in the ring, then they take them apart again, then I guess they fight out in the audience. Here's a high shot of them fighting in the audience. So this was a good pull apart. All right, so I gotta give this. Well, the whole storyline's not done yet. All right, hold on. So I gotta continue on here. So there's a backstage segment with Adam Pearce and Seth Rollins. Let's see if I have this one cut out.
Don't walk away from me. Listen to me, for crying out loud. What? What do you mean, what? What is that?
You know what? You listen to me for once. I want this fight. I want the world to see this as the biggest fight you can put on. You know what to do, and I want you to make it happen. Stacked.
If the two of you would stop trying to pull each other's eyes out for 10 minutes, I might be able to get something done. Stop, give it a rest, and let me do my job.
Now do your job. Do your job.
Okay, so here comes Drew McIntyre. I guess I'll comment on Adam Pearce before we move on to McIntyre. So Adam Pearce is frustrated. He's always frustrated. He does a good job, though. I like him. All right, so Drew McIntyre walks into the scene and is going to just interject himself into this, and let's hear his conversation with Seth Rollins.
You once told me when it comes to Roman and the bloodline, I needed to just get over it. It's not easy when it's staring you in the face, is it? See what Roman had to say this past Friday? Once he vanquishes his family, the whole world will have no choice but to once again acknowledge him. is the same person. Everybody's fooled but you and I. And I know you know deep down in your heart everyone enabling him needs taken out. That includes Jay. That includes Sammy. That includes Jimmy. It ends Roman. You know I'm right.
Yeah, you know, you think we got like this common cause, that means we're friends, right? I took Roman out of power already at WrestleMania. And you know who was by my side when we did that? Jay and Sammy. They're my friends. You are not my friend. You know why? Because common interests, they don't make friendships. Friendships are forged on respect. I respect Sammy. I respect Jay. You? Oh, Jerry's out with you. But if you don't mind, I gotta go do something you couldn't do. And that's end CM Punk.
Ooh. Was that offensive? That's the question I have. Seth promises to do what Drew couldn't do and end CM Punk, and then we get a little look from Drew McIntyre. Okay, so this plays into something that happens later on, which I'll ask, but the question is that something that warrants Drew McIntyre attacking Seth Rollins? So I'm gonna get back to that later. Let me get back to the whole CM Punk Seth Rollins thing. So there was a interview backstage with Adam Pearce, and he very proudly announces, there's his face, that CM Punk and Seth Rollins will face off on January 6th, the Raw on Netflix debut. So here's the graphic for that. All right, so that's a big announcement. January 6th, huh? Some people thought that could be a WrestleMania match, but it could still be. I mean, it might not end clean or something might happen where they have to fight again. But so for the night, let's just continue on and finish everything that happened regarding this storyline or everything that's related to this. So Seth Rollins is getting interviewed after the announcement by Jackie Redmond, so she catches up to him, and then nothing was said. The interview was interrupted by Sami Zayn blindsiding Drew McIntyre. So Drew McIntyre is walking into the scene, and commentary mentioned afterwards that it looked like he was going to attack Seth Rollins because of the way he was walking towards him. But I don't really know, honestly. But anyways, I consider that a separate storyline of what happened with Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre, so I'm going to get back to that later on and maybe break it down a little further. But as for CM Punk and Seth, that's done for the evening. So they're going to face off on January 6th. Alright, I got to give this a rating. Let's see. It's all blank right now. I'm going to fill it in as we go so I don't have to do it tomorrow and I can focus on other things. But overall, I really like that. I think the the verbal confrontation before the pull apart with Punk was really good. And I noted that in my comments right here, let me see. Let's refresh this and see if it shows up. Ha, it worked. So here's my thumbs up. Gave it a thumbs up. All right, 1 point for my Raw review. At the end of the show, I will add up all the points and see how many points I gave to this Raw. But Punk's impression of Rollins was pretty damn good. I literally just typed that in on my phone right now, so I'm filling in my review as we go here. And 1 point. All right, so let's move along. Next storyline I got for the day, I got Judgment Day's support for Finn Balor is wavering, and it culminates in Finn and JD losing the World Tag Titles at the end of the show. So I'm going to go through this segment by segment and talk about what happened. But let me see. I'll start with the programs. What overall storylines, bigger storylines that are involved in this? So problems in Judgment Day. Okay, so we've seen this as a theme in Judgment Day for a long time, even back when they had Damien in the group and Rhea and Finn, and they always kind of tease like they might break up, and they just never did. So that's why these teases kind of I am weary of. I feel like they could just be making us feel like this is a group that's kind of always in disarray but never really breaks up. But this new Liv Morgan and Finn Balor Judgment Day, I don't know. I kind of feel like they could break up, but we'll go over what happens. And then Finn and JD's World Tag Title reign. So they haven't really defended the titles much, and they have a title defense against Viking Raiders, or War Raiders as they're called now, in the main event. So um, let's go through this segment by segment. So out of 3 segments, first segment. So it's a backstage segment in Judgment Day's hangout. So we got all of Judgment Day here. Finn, JD, Dom, Raquel, Carlito, and let me see. I think I have a clip of this too. We can play this one as a watch along.
You win, and I did, and I won.
Yeah, you're right.
Why did it work for me and not for Finn?
That's a great question.
All right, so Liv Morgan. So she's taking a jab at Finn Balor here. So she's criticizing Finn. He has a catchphrase lately: "Listen to Finn, and we win." And she's like, "I did what he said, and I won, and why didn't it work for him?" Right? So he's gonna get pissed and respond to this. Obviously, very sarcastic statement by Liv Morgan. So she's been needling Finn Balor like this. But let's carry on with this
I'm
segment.
wondering where the heck all you guys were on Saturday night when you left me out there 2-on-1. We're supposed to be a team, no?
We believe in you. We didn't think you needed any help. Plus, JD was focusing on the War Raiders and keeping the tag team titles like he was asked to do. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do, friend, but maybe you should be focusing on the same thing because we're all banned from ringside with your match with the War Raiders tonight. But don't worry because you have everything under control just like you always do. Just like Raquel has her Intercontinental Championship Tournament match under control tonight. Right, Raquel?
That's right, because when you listen to Finn, you win.
Exactly. So much good luck to you guys. You guys.
Gosh, man. That's passive aggressive to the max. So they are screwing with Finn Balor's head. Man, it's feeling like they're gearing up to kick him out, but maybe not. Maybe this is just how their family rolls. Just a dysfunctional family. Who knows? I guess we'll see.
Gonna kill it. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much, Liv.
Of course. But Raquel and Dominic, I have something special planned for later. You guys want to come with me?
Yes.
Grab the megaphone. Good luck, guys.
We'll see you guys later.
All right. Let's stop that right there. So the Finn Balor thing. All right. I don't know what's going to happen with Judgment Day. I'm not going to predict that they'll break up, honestly, even though it sure seems like it, but we'll see. War Raiders, their opponents. So they have a promo. I think I might have that bookmarked. I guess we can listen to War Raiders and see what they sound like.
Tonight we go to war with the Judgment Day, and for us, it's more than just the tag titles on the line.
When we first laced up our boots, the last thing on our minds was what could go wrong when the bell rings. But now, we know all too well.
No one can describe the unbearable guilt when the strength hasn't returned to your arms and you can't pick up your son.
No one will tell you what it's like to sit in a hospital bed and wonder if the nerve pain in your arms and your legs will go away. What happened to us should have ended our careers. But they didn't. I walked out of the hospital. Twice.
2 weeks ago, I held my newborn son.
The Judgment Day tried to end our careers.
They cheated us out of our chance for glory once.
But we are stronger than ever.
Every match could be our last.
Our moment has to be now.
My sons have to know all the pain, all the damage was worth it. And the only way that we can prove that is bringing them the World Tag Team Championships.
All right. Not bad. I didn't know about any of that stuff involving. I guess they both got injured. Seems like they were both in the hospital, from what I gathered there. But okay, let me move along. Let me move along. So here's the match later in the night. So we're skipping to the WWE World Tag Team Championship match. So this is the Raw Tag Team Championship, the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and JD McDonough, the champions, versus the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar. So Ivar, I've learned, is the bigger one with the bigger beard. That's Eric. So Finn Balor and JD. Here's the World Tag Team titles. Well, I'm gonna skip to the end. Damian Priest. Enter Damian Priest. So there was a moment where the ref was distracted and Finn Balor went out to get a steel chair, and look who shows up is Damian Priest. So he's not letting it go, just like Finn screws him all the time in his matches. Now Damian's here to fuck with Finn. Okay. So Priest pulls Finn's chair, and that pulls Finn Balor into the guardrail, and then that really fucks up Finn. And they get him into the ring. War Machine, I guess, is the finishing move for the War Raiders. And 1, 2, 3 winners and new WWE World Tag Team Champions, the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar. Hey, someone just subscribed. Christopher Leclerc. Nice. All right. I guess this was worth it. Stay up late and do this live stream. Hell yeah. All right. So thank you for subscribing. We live for subscribers here. We'll try to get you some more wrestling content, on the daily. Check out our YouTube post, by the way. Thumbs up, thumbs down reviews for everything in American television. War Raiders, the new WWE World Tag Team Champions. I don't mind that. I think they're good. I think they're good workers. Watching this match today, I mean, the way they move for their size, especially Ivar, is ridiculous. So they're a good attraction, and I don't mind them winning the tag titles. Why not? So, move on. Yes, it is about time the Judgment Day lost the tag titles. I mean, come on. They got to make an exciting story out of this. Get some more juice out of this. They got other things. They're distracted with other things. Judgment Day don't need the tag titles. All right, my reviews. What should I give this? I'll give it a half thumbs up. I'll give it an Orange Cassidy. So give me a second, guys, to fill in my review sheet. That's my purpose here today. I'm trying to fill in this review so I don't have to do it while I'm at work. So storyline number 2, Eric and Ivar win the tag team titles. I'm going to give it a half point. So at least we're in the positive here. Let me see if this works. I did that from my phone. Yep, there it is. Cool. All right. So hopefully we'll get some comments. Thumbs up. Oh, you liked it. All right. This is cool. Actually have someone to interact with. Why not? All right. So I'm going to go to my third storyline. Liv Morgan's boasting, interrupted by Rhea Ripley, and news of match against Rhea. So, all right. So obviously the program here is Rhea Ripley's feud with Liv Morgan. I got 2 segments. So during the Judgment Day hangout that we just saw with Finn Balor, Liv made a comment that she had something prepared for tonight. So obviously she defended her title against Io Sky at the Saturday night's main event. So she's probably going to go out there and gloat. So here's an in-ring segment. Here comes Liv Morgan with her boyfriend, Dominic, and Raquel Rodriguez. So they do their thing where they're trying to talk. Dominic is trying to talk, obviously, and the fans don't let him. I don't really want to play that part, though, but I think I got a clip of Liv Morgan when she starts talking. So let me see what I have cut out here. So she had a megaphone. That was her big plan.
Cry more.
Thank you, Daddy Dom, because without a shadow of a doubt, 2024 was the year of Monday Night Morgan. Oh, be mad because we are just getting started. There are a lot of historic changes happening in WWE next year, and there is no one better, hotter, more iconic, and more dominant to lead this company to the future than me. So if you guys think I've been so great this year, just wait until next year, because you live once.
Oh, no. Well, if she plans on a bigger 2025, she still has to deal with Rhea Ripley.
It's Monday Night Morgan. Who the hell invited
Well,
the
what did
bitter
she
and
expect?
vengeful Rhea Bloody Ripley?
Obviously.
You're gonna want to stick around to hear what I have to say.
Well, Rhea, guess what? Nobody in this arena cares about what you have
Liv,
to
shut
say.
the hell up! This has gone on long enough, so it's time that we settle this once and for all. Adam Pearce?
Well, I will state the obvious as to why they wouldn't just gang up on her 3-on-1, but okay, I guess they gotta make the announcement that they're gonna make.
He's made it official. You're looking at the #1 contender for your Women's World Championship. And Liv, I can see into the future too. And the only thing that you can really get excited about is the end of your title reign, because I will be the new Women's World Champion. And all that you'll be left with is your little chicken tender slut.
Chicken tender slut, huh?
I beg your
He'll just
pardon,
go with
Ripley.
anyone who gives him chicken tenders. Gosh. Alright. So, they didn't really do much after that. They just stared off at each other. And that was it. Very amicable. Very nice. I mean, respectful. But I can't give that too much. That was alright. I'll give it a half thumbs up again. I'll give it an Orange Cassidy. So, give me a second, guys, to fill in my review sheet. Alright, let's see if this works. I like how I'm doing this. Filling this in as I go. Yeah, just shows up right there. This is cool. Alright, moving along. Storyline number 4. Braun Breaker defeats Kaiser to retain the Intercontinental Championship. So this program is the program involved for this storyline today. The bigger program is Braun Breaker's feud with Kaiser. It's been ongoing for a little while. And there was a replay they showed, the first segment. The second segment was the match. But I didn't realize, I think this was on Raw Talk, because I don't remember this from last Monday. I watched the show kind of closely, unless I missed it. But they showed Ludwig Kaiser smacking the shit out of Braun Breaker real quick, and then just running away, kind of like a little fucking weasel. But I didn't realize that happened. That made this match kind of hotter to me. So here's Kaiser, here's Braun Breaker, looking like the Incredible Hulk, basically, for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker basically went into a turnbuckle when Kaiser ran out of the way, and he fucked up his shoulder like that. So that was like the theme of this match, that he kept holding on to his shoulder. Kind of tough for him. But in the end, he did use his finisher. He spears Kaiser. That's a nice picture right there of Kaiser getting speared out of his boots. And the pinfall, 1, 2, 3, Braun Breaker, the winner, and still Intercontinental Champion, but he's got a fucked up arm. That was a good match. I'll give it a thumbs up. Why not? Good work. Nothing wrong with the match. I enjoyed it. Add thumbs up on my review. So +1 points. There we go. All right. Let's move it along. Next one. Number 5. Storyline number 5. The locker room doesn't want the New Day dressing with them. All right. So the program we're covering here is the New Day's heel turn. That's the overall bigger program. And we're going to go to a backstage segment. So we got Xavier and Kofi. They're trying to go into the locker room. I suppose to change. I don't know why. They didn't really have a match today or anything. And Rey Mysterio comes out. I don't know why he's there either. He didn't really have a match today or anything either. But anyways, so basically I think I might have this scene cut out. Hold on. Let me see if I have this. Yes, Rey and the New Day. Let's play it.
What is this? You're not going to let us in the locker room? You got a problem with us too?
It's not just me. It's everyone in there too.
Wait, hold on a minute, man. It's bad enough that the audience is treating us like that, but now you too? You mean to tell me after 10 years of sharing a locker room with everybody, nobody has our back? Right, you're supposed to be a locker room leader, man. Do something.
No sé qué quieren que les diga. I don't know what to tell you. You guys crossed the line with Eve. And I think it's best, for your own good, if you find somewhere else to change.
For your own good? Oh my God.
That's fine, Ray, because we didn't want to share a locker room with y'all anyway.
Oof. Man, heavy. Well, they said that the locker room felt like the New Day did E nasty. And Rey Mysterio feels like he did the right thing there. But I have been liking this New Day heel turn. I think this was a good segment today. Oh, it's not done yet. Hold on. I guess there's another segment. Hold on. Backstage interview with Xavier and Kofi. So Jackie Redmond catches up to Xavier and Kofi, but there's no comments from the New Day as this interview was interrupted by a Pure Fusion Collective attack on Kairi Sane. So that's separate from this. So I highlighted in red, but we'll cover that later on. But yeah, so they were about to get interviewed and nothing happened. So, I don't know, kind of a sparse episode for the New Day, but it's alright. It's still not bad. I like that segment with Ray, so I'm giving that a thumbs up. So, let me fill in my thumbs up. I know this is dead air. Not good, but still. I'll figure out some sound effects to play while I'm filling in. I have sound effects too. I have Roosh.
I be here working hard y rompiendo madres, cabrón.
I know, I gotta come up with more sound effects other than just Roosh. I have more Roosh.
Where's my big woman?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna play while I'm trying to fill in my review sheet. But okay, moving along. I don't know how many storylines we got, but we're at number 6. So we got an update on Cody. So Cody got attacked by Kevin Owens. So that's the program. This is a SmackDown program, but they gave us an update here on Raw. So there's a video package that they showed that was a review of the events from this past Saturday night's main event where Kevin Owens did a pile driver on Cody after the show, sent him to the hospital. But we did get an announcement from the announcer's desk. So they went to Wade and Joe, who were all serious and somber about this, and they gave news that the x-rays were negative for Cody. So he's at home resting, is what they said. And so he's okay. So he's not going to be out for an extended period of time. I think that's the significance of this news, because I kind of got the feeling that maybe if he broke his neck or something, that they could vacate the title and have him lose it that way or something. But no, he'll be back. And that's that. Do I want to give this a rating? I don't really think it deserves any points. I'll give it an indifferent. It was okay. I'm glad they gave us some news, but no points from me on this episode. Moving along, storyline number 7. Yes, it is 8 days till Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. It's the most wonderful time of the freaking year. It's the time where even the Grinch becomes a nice guy. Storyline number 7. Okay, so this has to do with what we were talking about earlier with Seth, when Seth was getting interviewed and it looked like Drew McIntyre was going to attack him. And, I'm going to show the picture again. I can't show any video because it'll get clipped for copyright, but it's a backstage segment. Well, I'm going to use this segment in this storyline as well, so this has to do with it. So we already watched this earlier, but we watched Drew McIntyre going up to Seth and trying to, bond with him over their mutual hatred of Roman Reigns. But Seth kind of rejected that idea. He said that he had respect for Jey Uso and Sami Zayn and everybody, and he didn't want to, get involved with Drew like that. So, okay. And then Drew gave him a look when Seth said, I'm going to go do what you couldn't do and take care of CM Punk. So, Seth Rollins is getting interviewed here by Jackie Redmond. The interview literally just starts. Literally just starts. He didn't even get to say anything. And Drew McIntyre is stomping towards him, like coming towards him fast. I can't say for sure whether it looked like he wanted to attack him. We didn't find out because he got bum rushed by Sami Zayn. So was Sami Zayn doing this to protect Seth Rollins, I guess, because they bonded the other day, or they have mutual respect? I don't know. Or is he just still mad at Drew? Did it have nothing to do with that? Was it just a coincidence? I don't know. I'm unclear about this whole thing. I'm unclear why Sami Zayn wants to continue this feud because he lost clean, fair, and square. But maybe they'll just fight again in some kind of no disqualification match or something and keep it going. So there's Sami and Drew McIntyre going at it. But I was a little unclear about the purpose of this. So I'll give it a half thumbs up just because it's interesting. But I don't know what's going on, really. This one's confusing to me. This one was a little confusing to me. Alright, so here's my half thumbs up. Orange Cassidy. Unenthusiastic. Half thumbs up for me on this one. But I kind of liked it, okay? The scuffle, again, the pull-aparts in WWE look really professional and good. So no complaints, really. Storyline number 8. The Miz's hope to be done with the Wyatts falls through as he is bullied into taking on Dexter Lumis next week. Alright, so this was pretty amusing. I don't know if I have this cut out. Oh, I do. Miz and Final Testament. Alright, so let's listen to Miz. So Miz, at first, he's talking to Akam and Razor from the Final Testament and Paul Ellering. And he's talking about, saying, hey, it was good, it's good working with you guys, but we need to move on. We beat the Wyatts, so let's play some of Miz.
I can't tell you guys this enough. I have been proud to team with you. Paul, you are terrifying. And you two are big and powerful. You don't need me anymore. You don't need anybody.
Oh, wow, what are we talking about?
Just that we're done with the Wyatts. We did what we set out to do. We beat the Wyatt Six, and now I can go on my own separate way, and you can go on your separate way. And don't say another word. What they did to him and what they did to her. This whole thing isn't over until I say it's over. We've been reacting to the Wyatts this entire time. Now we're going to take the first strike. So remember that guy who kidnapped you and tortured you?
Oh my God.
Dexter Lumis? Yes. You're going to fight him next week on Monday Night Raw. I'm not going to do that. Yes.
You are.
Miz, the way I see it is I saved you twice. You owe us.
Very simple. You go to Adam Pearce, you get the match done. And by the way, I just want to remind you, you've won 22 titles in your WWE career. You can do this. think you can thank Loomis? Honestly, I don't know. But we're gonna keep testing the Wyatts. And Miz is about to learn a very valuable lesson. When you make a deal with the devil, you don't run out on him.
Oh my goodness. Well, this to me was really good. I love this. This is my first 2 thumbs up on the evening because I am a big fan of Karrion Kross right now. I think it took him a little while to get his feet settled into this role, but I don't know, the whole look, it's starting to grow on me. So, and The Miz having to deal with the Wyatts again, and Dexter Loomis, after Dexter Loomis kidnapped him for weeks, and the Wyatts already kidnapped him too. Ugh, poor Miz. But you know what? If anyone deserves it, it's The Miz. But 2 thumbs up for me. So 2 points on my Raw review. I'm going to add up all the points a little later on, see what our final score looks like for Raw. But I got to move on to storyline number 9 because I got to get to bed, man. It's late for me. I got to go to sleep and I got to go to work tomorrow. Shit. Hopefully, man, I wish this could be my job. So I wouldn't have to actually go to work. Just fucking watch wrestling all day. That would be fucking awesome, dude. All these people cover wrestling and that's their job. I'm so jealous. That's my dream, man. That's my dream. Anyways, PFC, that's Pure Fusion Collective, looking for a leg up in the IC tournament. They attack Kairi Sane backstage. Alright. So the programs involved in today's storyline is the inaugural vacant Women's Intercontinental, I spelled that wrong, Championship Tournament. So I got 2 segments to cover here. Let's start with the match. So this is a triple threat match. First round, round 1 of the Intercontinental Tournament for the women on Raw. This is a new title, brand new title. I like the idea of this title. I think there's plenty of wrestlers for them to, insert into this, and hopefully a lot of them can come up from NXT and have some really good matches on Raw and SmackDown. But today's match is Raquel Rodriguez versus Zoe Stark versus Kaden Carter. Kaden Carter, a relatively recent call-up. Raquel and Zoe, a little more seasoned, I guess. But here's Zoe Stark of Pure Fusion Collective, and here's Kaden Carter. So, how did this match end? I just have a couple clips from the finish, but man, a drop kick from, this is Zoe Stark. She jumped off the top rope and drop kicked Raquel, I guess, as Raquel was going to put a move on Kaden Carter. So that led to Zoe Stark pinning Kaden Carter. So winner by pinfall, Zoe. Alright, so she advances in the tournament. It looks like she'll face Dakota Kai next. Dakota Kai, let's see what Christopher says. Dakota Kai should be the only person to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Man, out of everyone left, I kind of agree with that. Although Kairi Sane is still in there, but she got taken out later. And I wouldn't mind Lyra Valkyrie either. Lyra Valkyria, excuse me. But yeah, I think Dakota Kai is the choice. But there was something left from this storyline on the evening. As I mentioned earlier, Xavier and Kofi were getting interviewed, and that got interrupted by this. So we heard a loud scream, and Sonya and Shayna and Zoe were seen fleeing the scene of the crime. And I think Kairi's hand, it looked like it was stuck somewhere or something, and pulled it out. And Dakota and Io come to console her. And Kairi looked really fucked up. So I kind of like this. I like that there's a storyline for these mid-card girls, although I wouldn't consider them all mid-card girls. Some of them are really top level. But I like this. I like this enough to give it a half thumbs up. I'll give it some points. I'll give it half a point. So we're racking up points today for our Raw review. So far, I haven't given any thumbs downs, or I don't think I gave one indifferent, but that's okay. Io Sky will probably replace Kairi Sane. That's an interesting idea. But if she enters the tournament, that means she could face Dakota Kai. That's a little weird. I think Dakota being in there is enough to avenge Kairi. Because if Kyrie faces Zoe, she can avenge Kyrie there. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Kyrie though. I don't know if they're gonna replace her or if she's gonna fight through the pain. I guess we'll see. All right, storyline number 10. R-Truth is still messing with Pete Dunne. This is so sad. Uh, so what was happening here? It was Alpha Academy were hanging out with R-Truth and enter Pete Dunne. So Pete Dunne overheard Truth referring to him as Butch. He was just kind of hanging out. He's always hanging around R-Truth. This is a bad storyline. This might be my first thumbs down storyline of the day. I think it kind of makes Pete Dunne look a little stupid that he's so obsessed with people who call him Butch. But here's Otis stepping in. So Pete Dunne wanted to fight R-Truth, and Otis kind of was the peacemaker and didn't let it happen. But I'm not a fan of this storyline or this program with Truth and Pete Dunne. I think they could do more with Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne could be like doing serious matches. He doesn't need to do this joke stuff. But it's not even. I don't mind him doing joke stuff. This just isn't funny. Keep your name out of or keep that name out of your mouth. Whatever. I don't know. I think it's played out. But unfortunately, I'm taking a point off for this one. I'm moving on. Storyline number 11. Chad Gable rekindles his feud with American Made. Alright, so I kind of thought we were past this. American Made has been... This might be the blow-off for them. Maybe because they're going to jump to SmackDown. They might as well just do one more match with Alpha Academy. Get it out the way. But... So after R-Truth left, so Truth and Pete Dunne are out of the way. And enter Chad Gable, Brutus, and Ivy Nile, and Julius. Brutus, Julius, and Ivy. That's American Made. So Chad Gable gets in Otis's face just like the old days. It was a little weird. It's like, hey. He starts running him down, saying, "You've destroyed my stable." And Otis was not about to take all that shit, so he just told Gable to shut up. Second shut up of the night after Rhea Ripley's. But Gable with a weird line. I had to listen very closely, kind of whispered it, but he said it was time to kill his darlings. And he looked at Tozawa, so he's going to start with Tozawa. Alright. I don't think I'm going to give this one a thumbs down. I'll give it an indifferent. I'm not going to give it any points. I'll give it 0. But I kind of hoped we were past Alpha Academy feuding with American Made. Thought they might come up with some other feuds for them. But, okay. Maybe they can do one last blow-off, let one of them move to SmackDown, and carry on with our lives. I think we're basically done with our Raw review, by the way. Mysterious video package. So there was a mysterious, really short video package. It was a 0 with a line through it. I don't know. I think people are trying to speculate as to what this could be. I have no fucking clue. I mean, maybe it's a wrestler who could be called Zero. Kind of like Hologram from AEW. I don't know. That could be interesting. A masked wrestler. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But I'll give it an indifferent. So, no points. Alright. So that'll conclude my Raw review. I'm going to take a minute to add up my points. And I'll come up with a total score when I come back. So I'm going to go on intermission. And for 12 storylines, I've already done all my reviews. I'm going to add up my points. I'll come back in a minute. right, I'm back. If anyone's still listening, if anyone's still here, wherever you are, God bless you. But I did try to add up my totals. Let me see. Let's go back to our top of our review sheet. Let's refresh this and see if it worked. There it is. Alright, so only one thumbs down. That was Butch and Pete Dunne. And then 7 thumbs ups from me. If you add up all my half thumbs up and full thumbs up and 2 thumbs ups, and 3 indifferents. So my total score is a 6.0. It's a pretty good score, not the highest score I've given. I've had scores up in the 10, 11, 12, 13, but 6.0 is not a bad score. Alright, so that'll conclude my review. Overall, I thought it was a good show. I think it's not as good as it could be. They kind of seem like they're taking the foot off the pedal on the way to, WrestleMania season. But January 6th should be a good show, and we're looking forward to it. And then we're going to do NXT, our NXT reviews and our SmackDown review and our AEW reviews are going to come out. Look out for that. If I don't do a stream, you can check out our YouTube posts, and you could just, see what we gave in terms of thumbs up and thumbs downs. Vlad and Robert, the show just happened, but I'll expect reviews from them too. So, check in with our posts from time to time, and I'll update it when they submit their reviews, and we'll see what they thought of it. And Sunday night is when we will do our podcast with everybody, and we'll see if we have any storylines from this Raw make it to the main show on Sunday. But I would like to thank whoever's listening or whoever listened. I think I had someone actually making a lot of comments. My friend Christopher. You don't watch tape shows. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I watch TNA, a lot of tape shows on TNA, but it does kind of suck when you kind of know what's going to happen already. It kind of takes a lot of the fun out of it. I feel you there. But hey, I got to go to bed. So you're subscribed. Hopefully, we'll hang out more on some future live streams. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching wrestling. It's the best thing in the world. So, God bless you, man. We will see you later. That's the end of our live stream. We will be back with more wrestling.